Hello, Steve Persh here, Director of Technical Marketing at Pantheon. We're at Decoupled Days 2022 in New York City. I'm standing here with Randy Oest of Four Kitchens. Randy, you just gave a great presentation that walked through the connection of design systems. We saw Emulsify, we saw Figma, we saw GitHub, a whole lot of moving pieces that were connected in a way that seemed to me to be very compelling. For those watching, could you give a summary of the value you're trying to capture with connecting a chain like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the big things that we've discovered is that design tokens really give a shared language between designers and developers, and the tooling for that allows us to bridge between design tools and developer tools. So for instance, Figma has a plugin called Figma Tokens that allows designers to define all of those design decisions as design tokens, spacing, border radius, colors, things of that nature, and share them, push them directly to a GitHub repository where those design tokens are integrated into a front-end UI kit, allowing designers to make the design decisions and allow front-end engineers to focus on the front-end engineering. So it really allows everyone to kind of bring their A game for the things that they're best at in a way that has like shared language and shared tooling.
And during the presentation, you talked about the kinds of use cases that this fits best for it. I think you described something like a university with over 1,000 sites. What does a tool set like this do for those really large institutions?
Sure. So a tool set like this allows an institution to have its own brand identity and to have a robust brand identity that allows a lot of the business entities underneath of that. So with higher education, you've got the university, and then you have various university centers and schools that want to have their own sort of sub-identities within that. So for instance, I worked at the University of Pittsburgh. The main Pitt site looks a certain way. The chemistry site wants their own look. Creative writing wants their own look. So by using a system like the Emulsify UI kit that we've set up, it allows them to actually create a suite of colors and fonts and choices for the brand, and all of those design decisions can then be implemented by each of the centers in the schools, the smaller business entities, in ways that they'd like to. So for instance, if you have a color palette that features a lot of blues and purples, the higher, the overarching institution might use like a middle blue and a middle purple, because that's like the solid branding for the university. But then something like the School of Medicine may use like just shades of blue. Creative writing might just use shades of purple, but because it's all in the same design system, you're able to, it creates a connection between all of that. So it allows it to all be within the same brand while granting flexibility to those institutions.
And what are some of the things that you're excited about on the horizon? One of the reasons I like coming to conferences like this is I get to see what's next. Are there other topics that you're excited to learn about or chat about at Decoupled Days here?
There's so much going on here. I don't know what I'm really excited about. I keep bouncing between the rooms, honestly. I have to say, the thing that I'm most excited about right now is kind of centered around my talk. And I know that's a little bit kind of, making it about me, but I think the design tokens are like the kind of the most cutting edge thing that we're doing right now. For instance, I don't know, I'm old hat at building websites. So I remember when we were arguing over creating semantic web components, and design tokens right now is kind of a wild west, but the W3C is actually getting involved, and they're creating a spec for design tokens so that we have a shared language, a shared expectation on what they're doing. And once we have that shared expectation and definition, we'll see more tooling be able to grow off of that and more interoperability. And we'll be able to see more design tools picking it up and making it a first party integration into the work that Adobe and Figma are doing, and also first party integration into all of the front end frameworks that are being built.
Yeah, I think that's something to be hugely optimistic about. Over the years working at Pantheon, we've partnered a lot with Four Kitchens. Four Kitchens has always had a great reputation for being a leader in this space of design systems and front-end development. And I've been able to watch what Four Kitchens is doing and think okay, they're figuring out a path, but how stable is that path for everybody else that doesn't have the expertise of Four Kitchens? And it seems like the path that you're showing is ready for a larger group of people. It is Is that matching how you're viewing this ecosystem?
Oh, absolutely. The thing that we're doing with the Emulsify UI kit is trying to bring design tokens to people in a way that they use them but don't necessarily have to create everything from scratch. So for instance, within the UI kit, we're building components that have the design token choices. There's a design token for a button background color, button label font. All of these different things are set as design tokens that then a designer just has to choose, and then it automatically automates the process, handing it off to the front-end engineer. So instead of them having to build this system from scratch, having to come to this and think about these things, they're able to use a ready-made framework to gain the benefits of this, of design tokens right now.
Well, that's pretty exciting. Randy Oest, developer from 4Kitchens, thanks so much for chatting with us here today at Decoupled Days.
Thank you so much.